Most people think that destiny is a straight line, a fixed future, or a single path, a fate you either meet or miss. But that's not how consciousness works. That is Maya. That is the mind inside of the simulation that tries to make the infinite feel manageable. Today, we're going to speak about a subject that I really love, which is Leela, which is playing inside of your own divine creation, versus living in this construct through the lens of Maya, which is basically living in this construct through the illusion of, separation and fear. So one is viewing life through the lens of love, the other is viewing life through the lens of fear. One is limitless, one has perceived limits that it has accepted as a part of its own reality. It's the universe experiencing itself as human, but that universe now has physical laws that govern the way that the human moves through the construct, because fear paralyzes the organism. Fear leads to a lot of non-action or inaction because you are afraid of the unknown. Leela leads into the unknown, right? Leans into the unknown. She makes friends with it. And the reason I'm saying she, it's not anything to do with like archetypes or masculine or feminine, but she and her and the feminine is about receptivity and surrender. And I'm just seeing that for you. The fact that you've called me into your experience or this message, I may just be a temporal messenger in your experience, but I'm another version of you. And there is something in which you are being called to receive in this stage of your life. I'm going to dive into this subject and then we're also going to do a reading around this. Yeah, okay. You see, the truth of this construct is quieter, stranger, and far more liberating. Destiny isn't one timeline. It's a cluster of timelines your soul encoded before incarnating, a set of magnetic realities you are designed to drift towards. Not one fate, but a range of quantum possibilities, all vibrating around the same signature, your highest expression. This is why sometimes your life rearranges itself overnight. Like people leave your experiences while new opportunities begin to appear and synchronicities collide because you just jumped to the timeline that aligns with your next octave. Destiny is not fixed, but its essence is. Your choices determine the route that you'll take, and your soul determines the destination. And it's all happening inside of Leela, this divine play. This is, in its highest expression, source experiencing itself through infinite, countless life forms. Destiny is not what you must become. Destiny is what your soul wants to explore. It's the quest line that you encoded into the game before dropping into your avatar. Not to restrict your freedom, but to give your freedom a canvas. Not to force your path, but to illuminate it. Not to trap you, but to keep you from forgetting why you entered the simulation in the first place. And every timeline you shift into is simply another angle of the same soul-authored story. But when we begin to contract ourselves and our fear begins to govern the way that we move through this construct, no, man, it barely even charged. What's it on? 32. So there are two lenses that you can move through this multidimensional plane utilizing. One of them is the lens of Maya, which is the illusion of separation. It's forgetting yourself as everything and everything is you, where source is this unified field of creation playing with itself through infinite countless life forms, including the opportunities that manifest, including the path that you're walking on. Maya essentially forgets that it's omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, experiencing itself through a dimensionally limited avatar. You literally put limitations on yourself in this realm so that you can experience yourself subjectively. Now, the beauty in this is that you get to experience the journey of your choices, right? You get to experience, you don't just give your life meaning, but you get to experience the meaning of life. Because if everything just manifested instantaneously as it does in higher realms, well, there wouldn't be really any excitement because you wouldn't get to experience not having that thing in order to have it. We experience sadness just so that we can experience profound joy. We wouldn't have anything to compare it to. Light does not know it's light unless lightness, it has its counterpart, the dark. So both coexist with each other. So the Maya view is the first level. This will make destiny feel like it's heavy or predetermined, perhaps like a punishment or karma, almost like you're being pushed somewhere. It reminds you of having a third dimensional way of thinking. And when we talk about third dimensional ways of thinking, it's like you receive this DVD, you put it inside the DVD player, you're watching the movie of your life unfold, and there's one fixed determined outcome. That ending of the movie is all that there is, and you're just witnessing as a passive observer the unconscious guide your life, and you're calling it fate. And then you have more interactive movies. I don't know if you guys remember Black Mirrors, but that was like an interactive movie where you get to choose your timeline, and these different timelines exist, but you experience the journey of your choices. So in Maya, destiny looks like a script that you can't escape. This is the survival mind trying to protect itself from uncertainty. This is 𝓲𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓽, clinging to linear ways of thinking. From here, everything feels fixed or finite. Then you have the lens of Leela, which is the higher perspective. It's the broader universal truth in your interconnectedness to all things, understanding that this construct is designed for you to win, and it is an experience and a playground for you to explore this terrain, right? This terrestrial plane, utilizing this vessel avatar through. So destiny becomes something that feels like a chosen storyline, an expansion pathway, or a soul designed curriculum. It's the breadcrumb trail of remembrance. In Leela, destiny is not a chain, it's your map home. You wrote the quest line, the same way a game designer creates missions, not to limit choice, but to prevent consciousness from dissolving into nihilism. A universe without direction becomes noise. A soul without destiny becomes lost in infinite potential. So you gave yourself a signal, a gravitational pull towards certain experiences, so your evolution could have shape. And each time reality glitches, collapses, accelerates, or births synchronicities, it's just your higher self dropping you into the next timeline that matches the frequency you've just unlocked. Every destiny is a self-written program, a narrative encoded by consciousness, so the infinite doesn't experience itself as empty, but as meaningful within form. It's a storyline your higher self chose, so you wouldn't forget your purpose inside the playground of Maya. Destiny is not here to restrict you, but it is here to remind you, to guide you back to the version of you have already authored in higher realms. You are not subject to fate, you are the architect of it, and every timeline you jump into is simply you remembering your own infinite design. So we are going to get one message for you. I just want this to be a quick and powerful reading. To be honest, we're going to do this until the battery goes out. So we're going to do a reading. I'm going to kind of open up with this Archangel Animal Oracle message. I haven't pulled this deck in maybe, I don't know, at least almost probably coming up a year. I don't know, to be honest. You guys let me know. Do you remember me touching this deck? I feel like I haven't. I've been seeing a lot of energy from this deck as far as the snake goes, which is you choosing to let go of some people, things at some point in your life, but it's because you're going through a shedding process and a renewal. And it also talks about roaming this earth according to your divine essence, which is quite literally Leela. Okay. Cat, be relaxed and independent, Archangel Raphael. So this is about you following your heart, okay? Cat, cat energy, I always see this, like you have two energies here. There's a green and there's also a red. But there's one in the heart space and then one in what would look like to be the solar plexus. So there's something around you stepping into your power. I also see it as a dimensional field or domain with the solar plexus, where you're cultivating this profound sense of self-trust as you move through this system. Let me read this for you, Cat. There could be something that you're, again, becoming your own source around. I mean, you are your own source. You're your own source of joy, inspiration. Let me see. Cat. Be relaxed and independent, Archangel Raphael. All felines originate from Orion. the constellation of enlightenment, wisdom, and are highly evolved fifth dimensional psychic beings. Domestic cats watch over and protect the homes where they live. Big cats are watchers and protectors of the planet. They are all healers. Cats know how to relax at deep core levels so that they can access pure spiritual guidance and spread the information to humans and animals. They bring qualities of enlightenment to Earth to help raise the frequency of everyone in their vicinity. These highly independent animals do not need humans, but they have offered to serve us and help us on our spiritual journey. The guidance is when you receive this card. So again, this is like sovereignty, right? Cats are incredibly sovereign beings. They are self-sustaining organisms of consciousness. Like, they are very self-sufficient. And there's something around that where this inner knowing that you have brings the cosmos in whatever circumstance in your earthly conditions could appear to be chaotic. It's like you understand that there is a secret order in what appears to be disorderly. It's quite literally the 𝓬𝓭𝓪, where it remains locally ordered. You know, the 𝓬𝓭𝓪 acts like a system that exports entropy elsewhere, which is like loss of order in a system, while remaining locally ordered, right? Its cosmos is within, it has this inner still sanctuary within it that it can return to even amongst the outside noise. It can tune it out and focus on the noise within. And disorder is displaced in that moment because things outside of it doesn't impact it, because it understands the truth. It's almost like it wakes up to, again, it's an illusion, wake up in this third dimensional construct, this third dimensional dream. I'm just seeing that where it brings you back into that, like, that's your state of homeostasis, if it makes sense. So then be aware that you're raising your frequency as well as those around you. Take time and relax to yourself and surrender to the divine in order to access your innate wisdom and knowing. When you return to being centered and calm, Archangel Raphael, who is Regulus in astrology and actually rules the heart space, is going to connect you. So heart space is very big. It's been coming up the past yeah, that makes sense. You know, we're in the year of 1 and also the fire horse. 1 numerical year is all about the fire, and fire is all about the heart space. It's a heart chakra energy, and it's an alchemization point. So alchemy is saying, okay, this may be going on, but what do I choose to do with it? How do I choose to look at this situation from an angle that allows me to remember that it is merely an experience. There's a level of detachment, fluidity, and freedom and liberation that the soul will come back to within that remembrance, okay? So Archangel Raphael connects you with your psychic and spiritual awareness that develops. You spread peace, love, and healing. And that's the moment that you become greater than your fear, you become greater than your mind and also your emotions, and you master your relationship with matter, right? You master matter. So this brings you actually protection. Your awareness is your protection. Your home, your loved ones, as the universe watches over you. It also enables the angelic realms to bring you to your heart's desires. You're invited to be courageous and independent today and do what's right for you. Remember that if something is for your highest good, it's also in the highest good of those around you. So there could be something about decisions that you're being called to make at this stage of your journey that are actually not just supportive for your own path, but also it's interconnected. So all subjectives make up the whole. Let's get a soul's journey message for you. Oh, I think one of them fell. Let me go pick it up. You had probably one of the most powerful cards in the deck, which is Death. Death talks about, I am learning that endings are merely beginnings, okay? So death is not the end. Death is a glimpse into new dimensional planes where new stories get to play out, okay? Death is energy that is not destroyed or created, it's simply transferred or transforms itself. So there's a transformation that's happening within you. Death is an illusion. You simply go to sleep in this realm and you wake up in another. It's a fact of life. The human body we use to travel the earth must eventually stop working. It's not meant to exist forever. I'm also seeing death when it comes to releasing. Someone needs to know that. It could be releasing a job, it may be a person, it may be a place. But when we understand everything is energy, everything is light, not everything needs to look like light in order for it to be light. Source comes in all kinds of shapes, forms, disguises. And I'm seeing it as that death, that ending, that release actually brings about something new for you to receive. And it's that same essence that begins to transform itself into something that is supportive at this stage of your evolution journey. Okay, so know that. Okay, the energy and consciousness that inhabited that body is free and returns to its natural home, but it never abandons us. Learn to view death as a change, and everything must change, because stagnancy extinguishes progress. The same is true for a relationship or career, which is literally what we said, right? A soul lesson may be completed, and it's time to move beyond this point of familiarity and expand into new horizons of learning and development. This is a wonderful opportunity to thank those other souls in your life who have shared part of your path and taught you so much. So something has served its purpose in your life, and it could have served the purpose for you to be able to step into this version of self where, again, you're focusing on sovereignty with the cat. I don't have no clue where the cat went, but it's interesting because you have strength seated here at the base, which is the big cats that roam the earth, and the strength is literally about becoming your higher self in physical form in its highest possible expression, right? In its shadow expression, it can be where we hold on to things or we hold ourselves back because of fears of the ego. But this is where you become, again, greater than the physical vessel. You become greater than the mind, than the experience that you have through the physical. And there's just something around this where you're becoming the highest expression of you, right? Your higher self is not something external. It's not something that anyone else can contact for you, or anyone else can... It's sourced from within you. It's an octave within you that you can attune to and actually embody and ground and anchor into this earth. You can become the walking embodiment of your higher self in physical form. Your higher self quite literally means your highest possible expression. How would your higher self choose to navigate this obstacle? Well, first of all, it would probably see it as an opportunity or an invitation to do something, rather than just what seems to be a challenge to the human lens. So there's something about seeing that as a playful experience with death and cat. Because if you think about, I don't know, cats and endings, I'm hearing it's a natural adjustment process that they go through. Because they're connected to all dimensions at once. Cats can tune into other dimensional fields while moving through the physical. They see things from the lens of the soul. They see things from higher bandwidths of frequency light, not just things on a superficial level, let's say, from a human perspective. So there could be something about deeper insights, and then detaching. We have distraction also, and you have reincarnation at the base. So distraction talks about voices that, even like your own internal voices, let me read it, that are designed to make the game a little bit more complex and intricate. There are many distractions as you go on your journey. Your goals may change, but understanding what you value and what lights you up is paramount. Every hero needs a North Star so they can find their way back home. If you're scattered, see if you're surrounded by people who are taking you away from your true goals. Or if you are lost in a pursuit of frivolous things, stop, breathe, and simplify. Get back to your truth and get back on track. So sirens have magical voices that charm even the most prepared heroes. So there's something around you haven't been going backwards. You've been being pulled inwards to reveal something around what feels congruent with your highest possible soul's expression in this lifetime. And now it's about you honoring that. It's not just walking the path, but embodying the path itself. It's where you experience yourself as the walking the path, but also you're the path experiencing itself being walked upon. You know, there's something around the being immersed within this matrix, but also becoming buoyant. To become buoyant is to become less dense in the medium you're immersed in, right? The matrix that you're immersed in, which means that you're tuning back into the fact that you are more non-physical than you are physical. You're tuning into your fluid nature. You're alleviating yourself from density. You can learn lessons through the lens of suffering, Maya, or you can learn it through the lens of play, curiosity, adventure, and creation. And there's something around zoom out. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this message. Zoom out, because what appears to be a storm, when zoomed out enough, becomes only a speck. So If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Watch the Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewellery. Small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones. 1/3 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. And until next time, bye!